Just getting started or feeling stuck? Wherever you're at, the VO Dojo is here to help you take your voiceover career all the way. Get the training, support, and connection you need to guide you every step of the way. From I don't know to working pro. You get a rock-solid foundation and all the tools you need for your sustained, successful voiceover career. Mindset, skill set, and real-world experience, all in a hands-on, hearts-in, supportive community. Join us at thevodojo.com.
Welcome, everybody.
Man, this is so cool.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the VO Dojo's Get to Know VO. This is our free monthly webinar where we have some sort of information to share with you that will help you move yourself and your voiceover career forward. I'm 𝗏𝗃𝗃. I'm the Master Sensei of the VO Dojo here in Burbank, California, and I'm joined by 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗏, who is facilitating for the team here. And we are most honored and thrilled to have Jenn Henry joining us today. And talking about making your baggage your bitch, which is totally 100% in alignment with how we roll here at the dojo, which everything we do here, mindset and heart set, is the foundation that we build everything upon. So super excited to have that here. Yeah, if you want to say in the chat where you guys are coming from, that'll be great. And we're planning to go until about 11:30 here, so about 90 minutes. If you can stay for the whole thing, that's great. We are recording it, God willing. We are recording it. If you need to leave, you can pick up the recording. But without further ado, Jenn, welcome and take.
Hi! I am so freaking excited. Look at all these beautiful faces that I know, faces that I haven't met yet, names that I recognize, people that have been absolutely in my corner for so long. I'm like getting all chicken fleshed and people right around the corner. The very first thing I'm going to ask everybody to do is click on your microphone icon and click on original sound for musicians so you don't have the noise removal. That will clip you when we start to the buffoonery. And so we don't want any clipping of buffoonery. That should be a shirt. No buffoonery clipping. We should just create a line of VO shirts that make sense to nobody but ourselves. You know, ask me about my prosody. I am Jenn Henry, and obviously you at least recognize the name. Where this is not the underwater basket weaving course that's down the hall. If anybody has wandered into the wrong space, nobody will be offended at any point if you have to bail. I think the very, very, very first thing that makes sense to do is something that I know so many shirt ideas, to take something that I have not brought out of the sandbox groups to date. And I will share screen.
Before we dive in, Jenn, I'm getting a little shh, and I think everybody else is muted. Is that something that might be coming from your setup?
You know what? It's the fan from my computer.
Oh, yes.
So you know what? I don't need to be. I can do noise canceling because I can work around it. So let me do that. I had to take my cans off to hear it.
Rebecca says it's your aura.
Yes. Yeah, like a giant fan. That tracks. That completely tracks. I can put my let's see, does that help?
Ooh, yes. Very much better. Thank you.
Yay. Okay, so I guess that noise disabling is no joke.
All right, carry on.
Did I manage to successfully share my screen where we see a happy little graphic? Okay, I am not a PowerPoint kind of gal. All right, we're apparently I was just not supposed to do that. No graphics, Jen. When we start our lives made of the same stuff, right? We're basic clay and spare parts, and some would argue star stuff. What happens from there has everything to do with, quite literally, what happens from there. And everything that defines us when we're little is what is fed to us. And that's not just our food, because I'm not exactly a nutritionist, but the whole Maslow, that guy had it going on. And no, that whole triangle thing, that wasn't his. But the theories of where we start and what needs we have as these fancy human animals that we like to think ourselves to be, when those needs of belonging, acceptance, we need to have what is around us accept us. Otherwise, instinctively, that trait kicks in that we don't get fed food in order to sustain life. Our most basic animal need, our most basic human need is sustenance. And we're still animals despite our opposable thumbs and seasonal fashion lines. And when you watch pack animals, you see dynamics form. We're not unlike that. Depending on the culture, our nationality, our environment socioeconomically, geographically, the values, traits, priorities of those who raise us, all of those play into how we are formed, like these weird little balls of clay that are set off into the world. So whether we like it or not, way too early, the world takes away our Cheerios and makes us put on pants. So we have this brief period of time that is driven by exploration and discovery. And there isn't anything really that can dissuade us from that, because that's all we have the capacity for. We put things in our mouths. We put things in the dog's mouth. We put things in our siblings' mouth and the hair. And all of these tactile and sensory experiences is where we get our information. And we learn what is acceptable and what isn't acceptable by consequences that are rendered for those actions. And the word consequence is just a word. It's the byproduct of something. So consequences can be extraordinarily positive. They can be exceptionally negative. I don't know why the United Kingdom is calling me entirely, but I'm not going to answer it right now. When we come to the point where the Cheerios are gone and the pants are on and we enter into preschool or kindergarten, we still have some elements of that exploration and discovery. We've also taken with us what things are deemed acceptable in those initial upbringings. So you have shy kids, you have outgoing kids, you have the kids that will stand on the sand table and dance because that is encouraged and that's cool. And before we even get into they can't not stand on the sand table and dance, just things that the creative sparks that have been encouraged. And you can tell early the kids who have been told, oh, honey, the sky is blue, not purple. Oh, a bit, grass is green, honey, that's beautiful, but that's fantastic. I love your airplane. The wings are in the wrong place. Why? I think people don't realize it. And certainly young, they're being helpful. The belief is that's helpful. But when a kid is 3, it doesn't matter where the fuck they put the wings on their airplane. So then we go into first grade. And no, we're not going to go through the whole primary school. But this is when, first, second, third grade, that's when things really start to bake. Because what do we learn in first and second grade? How to draw. Oh, just take your mics off and say something, unless you're in a library. We learn to do what? We learn to draw what?
Inside the lines.
Inside the lines. Right. They teach us shapes, and then we are rewarded for coloring inside of the lines. Now, unfortunately, this has become a very cliche thing. Think outside of the box, color outside of the lines. Back that up. Why didn't we all just color outside of the lines, or as we felt we wanted to when we were kids, when we were doing that the first time? Why is there even an expression to color outside of the lines?
Because, sorry.
No. Sorry. You're not allowed to say sorry. We'll get to that in a minute.
Because we were punished for not conforming.
Yeah. And punishment can come in so many forms, and depending on what you have when you're coming into that situation. Your favorite teacher can lean over and just gently touch your shoulder and say, sweetie, let's stay inside the lines, okay? You take a kid that needs that teacher to reciprocate the adoration, that's crushing. That's crushing. And not that Miss Applegate has done anything wrong. That's just to illustrate that to a kid who is, if they're born creative, they're probably they probably come out of the chute a little bit neurotic and oversensitive to begin with. Just saying. I mean, I'm barely qualified to have a driver's license. I don't have any, formal training in anything that would credential me to say half of the things that I say. So understand that if it applies to you, cool. If not, just made it up as I go along. So the fact that we have expressions today like coloring outside of the lines suggests that we have been given a construct very, very young. And these constructs build and they grow. Don't run through the grocery store singing. Why? I used to sing all the time in the grocery store with my kids. I didn't care who looked, made it more tolerable. And it was the only way I could keep my youngest near the basket. Stay near the music. And we'd sing and we'd dance down, we'd sing and dance down the Frozens. But most of us come from constructs and generations where that was not socially acceptable. For some reason, our parents or those who raised us felt the need to give a shit what a stranger in the grocery store might think of us singing. And it's kind of funny when you say it out loud. Wait a minute. Really? Why? Well, who cares? It was a thing. It was a construct. And we can try to break down why it was there, why it wasn't there. It really doesn't matter. The fact is, it was. And if you didn't sing loudly while you were in the grocery store, maybe you got a treat before you left. If you did sing loudly in the grocery store, maybe there was a disciplinary action, or the mom in the grocery store voice. If you don't stop hitting your brother and making him scream bloody murder, I'm going to stand on this cart and pretend to be a dragon. Those kinds of things bake into us forever and ever. And my two kids and my sister and I are great examples of that, because my sister, had my mother ever said that, she would have stood up in the cart and said, "Yay, dragon!" And I would have crawled under the cart. Well, my kids are the same way. My youngest was like, "Oh yeah, mama's gonna be a dragon." And my youngest and my oldest was like, "Oh no, we don't want any of that." So what happens when we are bound by these constructs so young? When we are bound by some need for approval or some need to escape a negative consequence, whether it's shame, humiliation, embarrassment, being grounded, being physically hurt. And the scars that last longer and more deeply sometimes are the words. I hear the joke, "Well, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed." Okay, it's funny now. But when we're kids, that's a lot to digest. I don't know about you, but one of my greatest fears that still lives in a kernel is the fear of disappointing people. So coming up through life, man, it's like radar from MASH. If you're under 40, that means absolutely nothing. I wanted to get ahead of any need that somebody might have, because boom, baby, you get those gold stars. Or so you think. And it's really too simple to bake in this wiring that compels us to predict the needs of somebody else so we can fulfill them before they ask, so they can have what they need, and in turn we will get what we need, which is the approval. And sometimes that approval comes as a pat on the back, a gold star in Mrs. Appleby's class, or somebody to love us. So when you come through these circumstances and these situations with that sort of rolling ball of what begat us to begin with, whatever box we've had defined for us, and that box is built by so many different things. Again, religion, nationality, the heritage that our parents come from and everything that they bring with that, or those that raise us, those expectations that are built in as a result of religion, nationality, ethnicity. And no, everybody is not in the same boat when they start out. And no, somebody who has to answer to physical neglect or abuse may have similar emotions to the person that never could meet their parents' expectations, no matter how hard they tried. That emptiness is there, and we in the ethers, we often will start this operating system that runs on a path to please and to the results that we can produce to get us what we want. Then high school comes. Savage. Freaking savage. I was just discussing with Tish how really, Tish said it nicer. I just said cage. But, 7th, 8th grade, cage, throw raw meat until everything just sort of sorts itself and they become human children again. But man, everything that you have brought up to this point, everybody is going to give somebody shit about something. And of course, when we're inside of it, we don't have, nor should we. I mean, I don't think kids should be expected to understand that effing Becky, no offense, Rebecca, Becky, so it's not you. I'm not talking about you, Becca. But that was my mean girl. That was the head of my mean girl group. And every school from every generation, from the beginning of time, has their Heathers and their 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏s and their 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏s. Every nationality, it is somehow just seems to be part of the human animal. Whether it's a guy group or a girl group, they join forces into this shitstorm that, for whatever reason, if you are the one that is the one that they decide is the easiest to hit, they will rain on you for years. And we take that with us. People say, oh, well, high school, that was a long time. No, it wasn't. Because those things tend to galvanize what we've already rolled into with. And if we're the kid that hopes that we're going to find acceptance in a high school situation, whether it's drama or band or sports or whatever it is, we're still seeking to have that need fulfilled. Some weird things can happen. We can approach things differently. The fantasies that we escape to can absorb more of reality than is beneficial for anybody. And I think maybe we can only hide in those spaces so long because we have these constructs that we're fighting to try to fit in, to get what we need, to move up that hierarchy of needs. Because now, once you're in high school, those expectations start coming from the opposite direction as well. Adulthood is looming. So now that ball is rolling and we're just, and some people are in great shape. Some people who came out of high school fine. Raise your hand. Turn your camera up. Fine. Fine. Okay. Wait. Fine. Fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. Now who came out of high school fine? There we go. Yeah. That's fine. I'm fine. Yes, I'm fine. Everything's fine. And to have that experience and to be able to kind of sit in that diaper and go, yeah, fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional, which also can contribute to people who do not come out of a necessarily challenging environment, and they just happen to be natural born creatives. And like the tanker truck of alphabet soup that we are with all of our acronyms for diagnoses that are now being discussed today that were never discussed or diagnosed, there's a whole generation of people, I'm going to say 40 plus, 45 plus, that spent a veritable lifetime having people who were different ask, what is wrong with you? And they finally get the answer. Nothing. Oh shit. It wasn't me. This makes sense now. This makes sense now. I don't have to hide this thing now. It's not an excuse. It'll never be an excuse, but I don't have to try to fight against it. And, oh, wait, in not fighting against it, it's not creating the repercussions that it was before. It's not quite the problem that I thought it was, because I'm not having to shove myself into all of the constructs that I came up with, that I grew up with, that put me in a position to feel like I had to say sorry, which we learned very, very young. This is being polite. It's not being polite. It's apologizing for the space you take up on this rock. Stop it. If you think about it, we have far, far, far less to even apologize for than we do rattling off, I'm sorry, every time we turn around. Because I have maybe on more than one occasion apologized for a circumstance that maybe I was on the periphery of, but was in no way, shape, or form my responsibility or under my control. But somehow my psyche will jump in there and tell and inform me, well, if I had just done this, that. No, asshole, no. You are not allowed to be sorry for this thing because it wasn't your thing. Elizabeth, let go of my hair. Unmute yourself and let go of my hair.
Sorry, I'll let go of your hair.
What?
Sorry, I'm sorry for pulling your hair.
Look in your hand. Look in your hand. Let go. Now let go of my hair.
I don't have your hair.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't have your hair.
So, okay, well, then work on letting go of my hair.
This is confusing me now.
Right? How can you work on letting go of something that you don't have to begin with? You can't let go of my hair because my hair is not in your hand. You can't, no matter how hard you work on, I'm working on it. No matter how hard you work on letting go of my hair, it's not ever going to happen because it wasn't there to begin with. It wasn't yours to begin with. So I spent a lot of time working on things that never changed because it doesn't matter what I try to change in an environment. If it's not in my hand to begin with, I don't have to let it go. It's not mine. It's not actually there. And I joke that people with ADHD are fantastic problem solvers, largely because we create a lot of problems for ourselves. It's a difficult transparency to embrace, but let's face it. The more honest we can be with ourselves, hug that cactus, whatever it is, embrace it. It's part of us, whether we like that part of us or not. And we can say, oh, well, why don't I like this part of me? Well, this part of me gave me a shitload of time in the hallway when I was in elementary school. I was a fan of Kids in the Hall for entirely too many years before I realized what Kids in the Hall meant. Literally, how many of you, how many of me, how many of us were physically rejected from an environment because we had thoughts? We had things to say. We had things to contribute. Sometimes we had fart noises in the back of class, but they were brilliant fart noises in the back of class. When we violate the construct and don't sit still and just listen, because, there's so much to take in high school. The repercussions, physically rejected from a space. Physically isolated from the acceptable people. That can't possibly fuck anybody up. What's wrong with me? And if you ask yourself what's wrong with you, that's nothing like getting home and you having to explain that note from the teacher and then say, what do you have to say for yourself? Nothing that's not going to get me in trouble again. And, I don't know. What do you want me to say? Oh, I'm sorry. What you want me to say? What do you want to hear for me to have the optimal outcome in this? So now we've had no Cheerios. Now we've got to put on pants. Our favorite teacher didn't commend us in the way we needed to have that commendation from them. Fucking Becky has thrown sanitary napkins at you in the locker room, again, with all of her friends. And you can't poop in a public bathroom anymore because she heard you poop in a public bathroom and then went and told everybody at lunch. I'm not sure, and when you're in junior high and high school, you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that in the bathroom. Anybody have bowel problems that developed from those days? We can kind of see the result of that. How many medications for ulcerative colitis do we have? Yeah, we'll blame Big Pharma, but right now it's fucking dirty. When we can take a moment and say, well, I am this way because of this thing, you now own it. There are plenty of wires that we are never necessarily, or nor do we, need to figure out why those synapses don't necessarily fire in a way that is optimal for us. Yet if you can say, this action, this behavior is the byproduct of this thing, you now own it. And if that action or behavior, that sense of emotional response brought on by this thing, everything thereafter is a choice. And that doesn't mean that you're going to wake up tomorrow once you've identified that thing and suddenly it just goes away. No, but when we see, and that's where the transparency, like blistering self-awareness, when we experience these feelings and these thoughts and these actions and these behaviors as a result, it's mindfulness and self-awareness that allows us to clock it and go, oh, I don't have to do that anymore. I call it catch and release. Oh, there it is. Okay, I don't have to do that anymore because this thing is now mine. This baggage is my bitch, and I choose. And as difficult as it is to wrap all of us, our heads and our hearts and all of these things, it's simple when you say it. It is not easy. And anybody who has a book to sell or a series seminar like those well-being gurus and blah, 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 overnight, read this book and you're going to be on your road to say, you have to implement these things. I'm sorry is one of the simplest because it's the most pervasive and so much at the surface of our lives and our existence. We'll say sorry and not even realize we've said the words, I'm sorry. It's like punctuation or something. If you think about it, virtually every sort of ambivalent situation where we say, I'm sorry, we can replace that with thank you. Because it is literally in the words. We're taught that saying, I'm sorry is polite and showing deference to another individual. But how are we showing deference to another individual when what we're saying starts with I am? We're actually talking about ourselves. Otherwise, we'd say, thank you. Thank you for your time, as opposed to, oh, I'm sorry I took up so much of your time. That was a weird cataclysmic moment. I was really enjoying the time I was spending with somebody who had contacted me for something that was, it started off VO related and then just went into just bullshitting. And I said, I'm so sorry I've taken up so much of your time. I got this weird pang because I was enjoying the time that we were spending. And then a weird follow-up thought came. You're not the boss of me. You don't have control over my time. Let go of my hair. How arrogant is that? Apologism is weird like that. If you really distill it, all these times that we say, I'm sorry for taking up your time. I'm sorry for bugging you. Oops, sorry this, sorry my mic, sorry this, sorry that. First of all, in a performance space, ain't nobody got time for that shit. Never say I'm sorry in a performance space. Unless you spill something on the engineer's mic and then say it in your face. Sorry. Because if you spill something on equipment, then I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. Are you? No, you're not. Why would you spend time with somebody, ask them a question if you were legitimately sorry about? No, we're just reflecting on our own self-worth. I think more of you than I think of myself. Therefore, I don't feel I am worthy of this experience, whatever it is. Therefore, I now have to apologize for taking something up as a result of, I have to let you know how little I think of myself by saying this thing that I've been taught is polite and exercising the level of self-worth that has been sewn into me to choices that we can bring with throughout the course of time. Is that us or is that not us? I argue we aren't our own worst enemies. I argue the things that form radically negative and toxic thoughts about ourselves aren't us at all. God knows, would you ever let somebody talk to any child the way we talk to ourselves often? What would you do if somebody talked to your child, your niece, your nephew, the way we will often talk to ourselves? Yeah, I cut a bitch, quick, without a second thought. And yet, we'll go ahead and sit in our own mire because somehow we have to find ways to validate that level of our own self-worth. We don't have to. That apologism, being arrogant, spills over into deflecting compliments. Oh man, you blew me away in there. Oh yeah, I should have done this or done that. You have just literally told that person that they're wrong and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. That's not modesty. That's not being humble. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Catch and release. The shit that you would normally say, catch it, replace it with thank you. And if you got to dig your fingers into your palms until you recondition that track, that the first thing that comes to your mind, and it is going to take time, until the first thing that comes to your mind is thank you. I've never wanted to buy pledge before you did that pledge spot. You know, when we're in a session, I see people all the time in workshops and sessions where they do what I call giving people a receipt. And it's a huge no-no in my spaces. I'm sure nobody here does, but certainly everybody knows somebody who will hand an individual a gift with the receipt on top of it. Or before the gift has even left, before the exchange, there's two sets of hands on this gift. And they're telling them all the reasons it's okay to not like it. If this is too small, if it's too big, if it's not the color you like, if you are allergic to latex, whatever it is, all of the reasons why it's okay for them not to like it. And in their mind, they believe that they're letting you off of the hook because they feel like they need to do that for some reason if you don't like it. But in the meantime, what's the coolest thing about getting a gift? That moment, the experience, opening it. Unless you have paper sensory shit, then it's just hell. And that can be real. That is very real for some people. But that moment of exploration and discovery in the unboxing or the unbagging, where you're taking the tissue paper out and you're looking in, that anticipation. When before that breath has cleared your face from having given the gift of what you have just brought from your inside to your outside. So many people squish up their face, waiting to, and actually telling people it's okay if you don't like it because I didn't like it either. Before, and words will follow before other, it's like on the same breath, they'll finish the last word of the thing and they're like, oh yeah, I could have done this a little bit. I wish that is some joy-sucking stuff. It's no different than giving somebody that moment to open the gift, to open the present, take it in and enjoy that and get their own impression and have their own insight. First of all, if you're in a paid session, that's what you're paid to do. Nobody in that room, if you're in a paid session, is interested in what you think you could or should have done differently in that take. You hold that up and all of the stuff that you've got held behind, the creative blue balls that you've got going on, then you ask when they say, would you like a wild? And if they say, yeah, sure, go for it, then you run. If they say, nope, we got it, we're good, you say thank you, and then you go in your bathroom and do that take that you have behind your teeth. Whatever works. Nobody needs you to tell them what they think. That's not our job. It's also not our job to guess or to know what a casting director, an agent, a buyer of any kind wants to hear. How the hell can you exactly know that? You are not hiring you. We have one job. Do what we do. And even if you do casting, if you're not casting you, then just do your job, which is to do the thing. Because we have no control once we hit send. I'm not going to say it's easy to send it and forget it. The hard, actual, analytical fact, we have no control over it. None. And our only control over how somebody is going to receive it lives in not wondering how it's going to be received when we're standing in front of the microphone. Because if we are wondering about how something is going to be received while we're at the microphone, we're not doing our job, because our job is to connect in a moment and share that moment with somebody. And if we're thinking about all of this other shit, it is not neurologically possible to be in the space we need to be in. Because we are worried, we are wondering, we have brought any number of things into the booth with us. And the more things we try to figure out when we are at the microphone, the farther away we push ourselves from what we desire. And that desire, honestly, and it is shit to say, because I don't know about you, I am a dyed-in-the-wool attention whore. I love an atta-girl when it's general. I love a paycheck. Food and shelter does not suck. Tell me I'm nominated for something. Obviously, nobody enters something in the hope that they won't be nominated. That doesn't make sense. Nobody sees their name on a short list and goes, oh, I really hope I don't win that. Nobody sits in an awards gala and goes, ew, trophies suck. No, we don't. Those things feel good. We can't need them. We can't do what we do with the goal being extrinsic validation. Because that's not anybody else's job to pat us on the head, powder our asses, and tell us how good we are. That feeling when you drop into the pocket, and you know what that feels like. That visceral sensation when everything else just goes away. And you have no idea what you just said. You have no idea what just left your face. There is nothing like that feeling. Go for that. That's when you were connected. That is when you are in a space where nothing else can touch you. You have made every moment of bullshit yours. And you have walked into a space, claimed it, and permitted absolutely nothing else in there. While you do that, doing that, getting to the place that you can accomplish that for that 5 minutes, that 10 minutes that you're in your booth, where everything in the world, past, present, future, has taken a flying leap. And it's just you and you. That is a level of liberation that it's ineffable. That I know a lot of words and I use entirely too many of them, and I still cannot apply adjectives to that feeling. And it starts outside of the booth. I'm not a life coach. I'm not telling you how to live your life. You take little things like, I'm sorry, and start replacing them with, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. Not, I'm sorry I'm late. Thank you for your patience. And respect what makes your voice your voice. If we're all sitting here together, regardless of any moment in our existence, each moment that we have is immutably hinged to the one before it. And there is no one after it. It does not exist. So if we can all be in the same space and be grateful for where we are, grateful for 5 things in our field of vision that are little things. My cell phone, my TV remote, my empty energy drink. Any of these things. I open this drawer, I have 3 pens that have ink. I open this drawer, I have more pencils than anybody in this room. Ha! I have more pencils than you. And that doesn't seem like a lot to a lot of people. Those little things that we so easily take for granted. Once we start seeing and recognizing those things, even if we take 60 seconds to pick out those 5 things, if we're drag ass that day, it may not change the future. It'll change those 5 seconds because you're just thinking about something else. It's not grand magic. It's ultimately choosing to understand that what we have control over and what we do not. And what apologism really is. And our self-worth doesn't need to be smeared all over somebody else. So it's hard to be an apologist and also not. I mean, does that make sense? Because we're always worried, if you're an apologist, I'm the little apologist, you're always worried about what other people need and what other people think. But when we're in the course of this apologism, we really don't care what other people think because we're focused on how we feel about ourselves in relation to this person, in relation to this experience, in relation to this time. So you don't have to be sorry for the space you take up on the rock. You're still taking it up, so take advantage of it. Don't be sorry for it. Be grateful to have the space. And don't think that you have to apologize for shit, because you don't. I am so tired of listening to my own voice. Let's read some stuff. How's that?
That is fantastic. There's so many gems there. There's like, ooh, that one, and that was so good. Yes. Yeah, and when you realize the title of the movie is just in that scene, oh, that's what the movie's about. Okay, great. Yes.
That's a great.
Yes,
That's a great way to look at it. And when you're like, oh, there, and then everything just sort of blossoms out from there.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. It's so in alignment with everything we do here at the dojo. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, how do you want to play? Like, what's next? Oh, and before we do, it's almost the top of the hour. So if you do need to leave, would love to hear. When we get together, we say we ask people to share their dojo O. What is a gym? But you can just, if you need to leave, put your dojo O in the chat. And let's say how we can keep in touch with Jen if you do need to roll. Sarah, you want to share that?
Yes, I'm going to put that in the chat for everyone. And also, can we do the photo before people start leaving?
Yes, we always forget. Yes, let's get it at the height. Okay. At the height of the...
Okay, so if people can come
off... Before I've abused anybody with...
Remember before I had that black eye from Jenn Henry? Okay. Oh, we've got all the faces.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, look,
Kimberly,
yay!
Lots of people. Okay, I have a PC, so guys, bear with me. It takes a little bit longer to do the screenshot. Okay, hold on.
Like a stereotype.
Yes. Okay, smile, everyone. Okay, give me one moment to clip it. Wonderful. Let me see if anyone's on page 2. Okay, we have page 2 people this time. So one more time. 1, 2, 3.
Yay.
I'm clipping it.
You guys have blown me away. I am so grateful. Maurice, I'm just so excited thank you for being here.
Yeah.
And it's really, really meaningful.
You know, it's really interesting. I know when we're doing these things and taking things in, it's easy to like be able to do other stuff as too. But do you notice what difference it makes, like seeing everybody's face? Like there's just a different energy in the room when our faces are here.
Mm-hmm.
You show up to a webinar however you want, but I just noticed the different energy in the virtual room
In the space.
when we're all here,
Mm-hmm.
face forward and words forward or doing something else too. Really interesting. Can you guys feel that?
Oh,
I have
I
a feeling
feel
like
it like
it
crazy.
yeah, it feels like there's something that is in alignment with the
Mm-hmm.
showing up, saying I'm here, I'm not apologizing, I'm taking my space, I am in the space. It seems like that little thing that I just felt like, oh, there's everybody. Ooh,
It's
feel it.
seeing all the cameras pop on where it's
Yeah,
just
it's
fantastic.
really interesting. And then I think Jen, the thing that I'm taking with me here, and we'll get back get back to but the thing that I'm taking with here is that we have control. We can take responsibility. We can choose how we show up and how that impacts
Mm-hmm.
everybody in the room. So, yeah. Um, cool. Well, let's do. So we got a picture.
Yes.
We know how to reach Jen and how.
Put it in the chat.
Um,
Do you
okay.
want to do
Great.
announcements and then we can go
Yeah.
into questions?
Let's do a little bit of announcements. So, in terms of what we do, thank you all for being here. It's always such a joyous pleasure that this is Wednesday morning destination here. It's like, yay, cool. Because that's what we want it to be. We want this to be a place where we can come together. There's so much of this world and this work that we do by ourselves. So to have these places where we can go like, oh, hey, it's everybody. Hi. Let's talk about something in our hearts. Is really cool. So this happens the third Wednesday of every month. We have Ask the Sensei, our free Q&A, the first Wednesday of every month. So please keep on coming to that. We have our next You Should Do voiceover foundational course, which is designed for everybody if you're just starting or kind of on the journey, or if you're all the way on the journey. It's also where we start entering people into the working pro division. Rob's done it. It's a really cool thing. So it's happening June 1st. If you have any interest in that. Fight clubs are coming up this month. We do working pro workouts 3 times a month. You can check out. We bring together top-notch talent with the decision makers who hire us. You can check that out on the upcoming events on our website. And what else, Sarah? What did I miss?
Those were the 2 announcements I had.
Yeah. And then we are always available if this is your first time here. Would love to meet you. Get on my calendar for a voiceover, once over. Would love to just hear who you are, where you are at, and where you'd like to be. And Dojo's here to support and move you forward in that. So wherever you are on your journey. So that's the words about what we're doing here, and thank you again for being here. Let's go back to our regularly scheduled program. Jen, now the interactive part. What shall we play? How shall we?
So, the rules of the game are there are no rules of the game. I am going to I'll call the first person, and they will take what's in front of them, and you do not have time to think, honey, so you're not going to stop and read anything, get the words in your mouth or anything else. You're going to jump in, and when you get to the end of it, I'm going to give you a prompt, and then we're going to pass it. Okay? And remember, fear is the cock blocker of joy. All right.
Yeah. Oh, and then while we're on the technical difficulties, it sounds like we might not have heard who the 5 are. Does everybody know who the 5 are?
I'm one of them.
I'm trying to remember now. Okay. Evan, Ventus, Greg, Rose, and
Kristen?
Nancy and
Nancy?
Kristen, right?
Okay.
That might be 6, but I don't follow
That's fine.
the rules.
That's
so-
fine. I don't follow rules, and I don't know how to count. So there's that. So the order that you were just given, that is going to be your order. So know who you are and who you are behind, and we're gonna launch in 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀. Take it away.
My son, the day you were born, the very forests of Lordran whispered the name 𝗲𝗏. My child, I watched with pride as you grew into a weapon of righteousness. Remember, our line has always ruled with wisdom and strength, and I know you will show restraint when exercising your great power. But the truest victory, my son, is stirring the hearts of your people. I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
Notice that cold read didn't have to stop and read every word, huh? So now make yourself 1.5 feet taller than you were and put on a big, heavy, pelted cloak as you're talking to your son.
My son, the day you were born, the very forests of Lordran whispered the name 𝗲𝗏. My child, I watched with pride as you grew into a weapon of righteousness. Remember, our line has always ruled with wisdom and strength, and I know you will show restraint when exercising your great power. But the truest victory, my son, is stirring the hearts of your people. I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
Booyah! Right behind Evan, start where Evan is in that character space and give me your rendition of that.
Cool. And before we do, can you turn off your fan again, Jen?
Is that me? I thought I had noise reduction.
Someone else's fan. Maybe it's
Okay.
Evan's fan?
Yeah, it may have been Evan.
Okay.
Okay.
We're good. We're good.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Thanks, Evan. Okay. Carry on.
Oh, that's me. Sorry.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no,
Oh,
sorry.
Nope. My son, the day you were born, the very forest of Lordaeron whispered the name 𝗲𝗏. My child, I watched with pride as you grew into a weapon of righteousness. Remember, our line has always ruled with wisdom and strength, and I know you will show restraint when exercising your great power. But the truest victory, my son, is stirring the hearts of your people. I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
Very cool. 𝗲𝗏 is 18, and he's a punk ass. He has now gone around the village and insulted shopkeepers, has been disrespectful to the ladies in the kingdom. Go.
My son, the day you were born, the very forest of Lordaeron whispered the name 𝗲𝗏. My child, I watched with pride as you grew into a weapon of righteousness. Remember, our line has always ruled with wisdom and strength, and I know you will show restraint when exercising your great power. But the truest victory, my son, is stirring the hearts of your people. I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
Booyah. Next up, pick up where Ventus left off. And let me experience your space there.
My son, the day you were born, the very forest of Lordaeron whispered the name 𝗲𝗏. My child, I watched with pride as you grew into a weapon of righteousness. Remember, our line has always ruled with wisdom and strength, and I know you will show restraint when exercising your great power. The truest victory, my son, is stirring the hearts of your people. I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
Beautiful. Do you have something there, a water cup or a folder or anything?
I just got my phone and that's it.
Okay. Hold your phone like this. And put the other hand behind it. Because Arthas is now an infant.
My son, the day you were born, the very forest of 𝗨𝗏 whispered the name, Arthas. My child, I watched with pride as you grew into a weapon of righteousness. Remember, our line has always ruled with wisdom and strength, and I know you will show restraint when exercising your great power. But the truest victory, my son, is stirring the hearts of your people. I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
Beautiful. Next person, pick up where Greg left off.
My son, the day you were born, the very forest of 𝗨𝗏 whispered the name, Arthas. My child, I watched with pride as you grew into a weapon of righteousness. Remember, our line has always ruled with wisdom and strength, and I know you will show restraint when exercising your great power. But the truest victory, my son, is stirring the hearts of your people. I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
Beautiful. You've just been knocked off of your horse. You've been disemboweled, and Arthas is standing in front of you. And this is your dying declaration.
My son, the day you were born, the very forest of 𝗨𝗏 whispered the name, Arthas. My child, I watched with pride as you grew into the weapon of righteousness. Remember, our line has always ruled with wisdom and strength, and I know you will show restraint when exercising your great power. But the truest victory, my son, is stirring the hearts of your people. I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
I hope I can die with such grace. You're laying on a battlefield. You have your intestines in your hand. The horse, with all manner of disrespect, may come over on occasion and bite you, because this is not what that horse had planned for the day. Now he's out of the battle as well. You have mud all over you. I'm sure you have any manner of things tangled up in the intestines you are now holding in your hands. This is a battle. This is a battlefield. There's nothing pretty about this. Get ugly. Let yourself be ugly.
𝗨𝗏 whispered the name, Arthas. My child, I watched with pride as you grew into the weapon of righteousness. Remember, our line has always ruled with wisdom and strength, and I know you will show restraint when exercising your great power. But the truest victory, my son, is stirring the hearts of your people. I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you for indulging me in that. Will you indulge me one more round?
Yes. Yes, I will.
Yeah. Beautiful. Take her. Take her. She's a military commander also. And this, understand, none of these are corrections. All of these are, we're just sandboxing.
Mm-hmm.
And you're entertaining me is my own curiosity. So I appreciate it very much. She's all of that. And rather than her Tudor gown, which was beautifully visible, give her the armor as the commander.
Okay. My son, the day you were born, the very forest of Lodron whispered the name 𝗧𝗏. My child, I watched with pride as you grew into a weapon of righteousness. Remember, our line has always ruled with wisdom and strength. And I know you will show restraint when exercising your great power. But the truest victory, my son, is stirring the hearts of your people. I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
Nancy, is it Nancy next? Who's next?
Kristen.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, you. Right where Rose was?
Yes.
Arthas is the one that eviscerated you off of the horse.
My son, the day you were born, the very forests of Lordaeron whispered the name 𝗧𝗏, my child. I watched with pride as you grew into a weapon of righteousness. Remember, our line has always ruled with wisdom and strength. And I know you'll show restraint when exercising your great power. But the truest victory, my son, is stirring the hearts of your people. I tell you this, when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
Right where you are? Unbeknownst to Arthas, all of these things. And as soon as that little shit gets back to the castle, because you anticipated this, he's going to be summarily ambushed, tortured, and executed. So you have that secret as this is happening. So same circumstance, only you have the secret that you get the last laugh.
My son, the day you were born, the very forests of Lordaeron whispered the name 𝗧𝗏. My child, I watched with pride as you grew into a weapon of righteousness. Remember, our line is always ruled with wisdom and strength. And I know you will show restraint when exercising your great power. But the truest victory, my son, is stirring the hearts of your people. I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
Oh, yeah. Nancy? From the grave.
My son, the day you were born, the very forests of Loradian whispered the name 𝗧𝗏. My child, I watched with pride as you grew into a weapon of righteousness. Remember, our line has always ruled with wisdom and strength. And I know you will show restraint when exercising your great power. The truest victory, my son, is stirring the hearts of your people. I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
Very cool. If that was over his shoulder as he's having a moment, let's put him on a plateau and you are an unseen sky voice.
My son, the day you were born, the very forests of Loradian whispered the name 𝗧𝗏. My child, I watched with pride as you grew into a weapon of righteousness. Remember, our line has always ruled with wisdom and strength, and I know you will show restraint when exercising your great power. But the truest victory, my son, is stirring the hearts of your people. I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
Mm-hmm. How's this for some Jedi mind shit? Nobody has seen that copy before. 0 specs. Minutia for a prompt. How many characters did you create as a collective? Every single one of you, without thinking about it, created between 2 and 3 characters each unique, each perfect in their own way. And all you had to do was change something that was nuanced. Your proximity to the scene, your physical positioning with what was actually going on, your why. Rose, you gave me a perfect example to illustrate going in. First was pretty, which happens often. Should I be able to die? And had I said I wouldn't have pushed you too far. Had I said Disney deathbed thing. But battlefield, there's shit flying everywhere. And you didn't have to think. It was just like watching a viewfinder in front of your eyes. That, oh, this is what that is then. And
oh, disemboweled. Oh.
Yo, okay. Yeah. And the second pass through was so cool because I saw her in her queen's garb. And it was perfect because I didn't specify that you were fighting. I said you were on a battlefield. And that is what you let happen. That's what's important to understand here. That is what you allowed me to experience. And I did because I saw her garb. And then I changed the story ever so slightly. She was battling. She's a commander. You didn't have to think about it. You changed her fucking clothes. And the whole character changed because you changed her clothes. Nobody's seen these words before. Nobody's done these exercises with me. Nancy was initially over the shoulder. The slide is prompt. Big talking head in the sky. The proximity changed entirely. Opened up from very, very intimate to bigger and more ethereal, yet not outside of the realm of perhaps him just hearing it in his head. Greg walked in and picked that up and shifted instantly to speaking with an infant. And I also want to point out one fun thing that tends to happen when we will be really cognizant of the words. I can tell when somebody is cognizant of the words when I hand them an infant and they yeet the baby when they say, I watched you grow into a weapon of righteousness. It's like, oh, wait, you're a baby. I didn't change it. It was, whoop! And then now we're doing actually, I have a student that I got her to start this. The being so encompassed in the moment, it didn't matter what the exact words were. There is nobody here that did not feel that experience with you. You could have been speaking in every case. The player could have been speaking a language none of us spoke. Could have been speaking gibberish. In many, I almost am willing to say that they could have been muted and we still could have gotten the impression of where they were. Chris, just that little, I got you, fucker. Two entirely different moments. Effortless, seamless. Ventus, same. Started off leaning into the big, rich, velvety voice that he has. And all he needed was just a prompt or an idea that changed his moment, that changed his why. I haven't taught you guys anything. Have I? Like, legit, I haven't taught you anything in this exercise. I didn't tell you how to do anything. I put some words up and said, go. And I gave you a little prompt suggestion. And it didn't matter if everybody who was up to read or everybody in the room read those words, because you know how we love to get ahead of ourselves and be prepared. Nobody could fully be prepared because nobody knew what was coming to them. So you know what that means? Absolutely every single thing you had to depend on was instinct. You can't teach somebody that. And each player illustrated that they have volumes of it. So why the hell are you going to sweat what happy is supposed to sound like in a spec? Tell the story. Often specs have a lot to do with what they don't want, I believe. But you find that when you read the copy, whatever it is, everything's a character, because Tish will never give a shit what kind of butter I buy, ever, ever. So everything's a performance to some degree. We have to tap into something. And even if our grandmother used to spit on the cat, I did not like the cat. We made great cookies together. So I don't know. So if I'm going to have a spot that reads a story, that's a subtext that I'm going to reach into. I'm going to have try not to laugh. I don't know why she would spit on the cat. She hated the cat. But she'd soften the butter. And we make the most amazing chocolate chip cookies I've ever had to date. And that's my moment. That's my memory. In other circumstances, I can take memories and I can have moments and rewrite them. The ones that did not have optimal outcomes, I can take them and use them. And when you talk about dark shit, today, I can go visit my demons. Like in jail, you see in the movies behind that plexiglass. And when I'm done with them, I can say deuces and leave. And I'm still safe from them following. It takes time. It takes recognizing what motivates certain things that aren't compatible with what we want, what we desire, and what we actually need in our life. We upgrade our computers when they're no longer compatible with what we're trying to achieve. It's not a lot different. All of these things kept us going to a certain point. They facilitated whatever we have to ask ourselves, I think, at some point, is this operating system that's baked in? That should be a drinking game. Every time Jen says baked in, you take a shot of whatever you like. So if things are not panning out the way we want them to, or the way we hope them to, or the way we want to feel, that's when we have the opportunity to go, wait, this shit's my computer. And start doing little things of catch and release. And whether we try or not, it will find its way to the booth. So our goal can't be productively to make a lot of money and do this and have notoriety and stuff. The goal has to be able to walk out of the booth and say, I did my job today. And that doesn't have anything to do with any other human being. And you just, in turn, showed yourselves and each other what happens when you're beholden to nothing but your own moment. So you just gave yourself your own proof. And I'm grateful for you sharing that. Thank you guys so much. That was awesome. It was so much fun.
Amazing. Wow. Jenn, that was such a fantastic journey. And you opened it up with "We're made of starlight," and then recognizing that you came right back to like, and that's where we draw from. Beautiful, beautiful. And everyone did such a gorgeous job of just stepping up and allowing. Really, really, really gorgeous. Yeah. Well,
our imagination, our imagination never left us.
Mm-hmm.
It never left us. All of these constructs and things that we believe we're beholden to or responsible for, we turn around and we just see blockage and blockage and blockage. We don't see the light that's coming from our imagination. And if we give ourselves the opportunity, I believe, to move the things out of the way, all that powered us is still there, and it'll be happy to see us.
Yeah. And I think that there's something about trusting the fact that we're all here, right? We are all part at whatever level everyone is at. We are part of this voice of a community. We have made this choice to be here. So that's the thing you have to keep on. I always like keep the spark lit, because that's the thing. There's a reason that you're here. Yeah, that's good.
And I challenge anybody, for everybody who read, tell me who is where was everybody on their journey. I challenge anybody to say, just by what they experienced with these players, tell me what level of experience they have from one to the other. I couldn't tell you. So intimidation factors and all that stuff, you have just proven to yourself that it's utter bullshit. So stop it.
Yeah. Well, we need to wrap up now, but would love to, let's see. We have had to keep in touch with Jenn. We're down to a little bit. Maybe we can just have people say their Dojo O's, because we're down to one page. Everyone had to go be put their pants on and
drop their Cheerios and put their pants on.
Everyone had to drop their chairs and put their pants on. But would love to hear everybody's voice in the room of what your quick Dojo O is. Like, what are you taking with you from today? Just keep it as tight as possible. But Rob, what's your Dojo O for today?
For me, it's as I've talked with Jenn several times. It's the believing that I truly am what everyone else needs, and if they don't need me, fuck them. It's I mean, seriously, it's the bring you to everything that you do, because that's what makes the difference.
That's the little gem.
Yeah. It's not being what we think someone else is. It's for us to be who we are, and then when they see it, they're like, shit, that's what I need.
Yeah. Yeah. So the bring you to everything you do is the gem. Yeah. Luna, what's your Dojo O?
Fear is the cock blocker of joy.
Yep. Camille, what's your Dojo O?
Thank you instead of I'm sorry.
Yes. Nancy.
Ditto on that, but also community now doesn't judge you the way community judged you then.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I think a corollary of that is, who are you hanging out with? Like, where is your community if everyone is judging you? Yeah. Jeff.
Well, right now you're wearing your pants, so own them and let go of things that you cannot control.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Mind your own pants. Mind your own trousers. That's good. I like that one. I like that one.
Those are my pants.
Yes.
Rose, what's your Dojo
So I wrote, it was never yours to have, therefore it's not your baggage to carry through life. You is worthy of being in the booth. So that was really impactful.
Yeah, yeah. Kristen.
I purposely wore my Ted Lasso t-shirt today. I have to embrace it.
Embrace your Ted Lasso. Yeah.
Embrace, believe. Embrace my inner belief. Be a goldfish.
Yeah. Lisa, what's your Dojo
Basically, just be myself and just don't give a shit what anybody else thinks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It doesn't have to be angry or happy. It just is. Yeah.
It just is. Just it. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Mohammed. Good to see ya. Or not see ya, but do you have a Dojo? There you are. Hi.
Hello. Yeah, basically what I'm not the first to say it, but just you are enough.
Yes. And you saying it in your voice is a message that we hear in a different way, because we just felt all of that from you. So thank you. Thank you. Luna too? No, Robert.
Mo, if I'm going to interrupt real quick. Mo, you fascinate me, and I love you on different levels. And I'm sure I'll understand why or how once I snack and unpack. But there is a light that you have that more so than probably a lot of people have experienced, others have refused to acknowledge or tried to extinguish. And the fact that you are here and taking the time with me today and indulging me with this, I can't even, it's familiar. Are you autistic? By chance?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, very mild, but I also have ADHD.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was just looking for something that hadn't already been said.
No, that's okay. You didn't have to say anything. As soon as you turned on your mic, something just struck me about you. You have a lot of facets. You're a really, really, really interesting guy.
Okay, thank you.
Robert, we see you're here. We see you're unmuted, but you're in Helen Keller mode, so we aren't seeing or hearing you. But maybe you can put your Dojo in the chat if we can't get you. We'll go to Tara or Tara, because I haven't heard your name out loud. What's your Dojo, Tara or Tara?
Oh, hi there.
Tara.
Yes, Tara. Yes, Tara. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Sorry I couldn't put my camera on. There's a lot of activity in the background.
No sorries.
Gosh, there was so many good things that were said today, and I really appreciate you sharing everything, and I'm going to echo what everyone else has said. But the one thing that probably stood out the most would be that you are enough. And I think that too many people don't hear that and don't take that in. So sometimes it just hits, you have to hear it a certain amount of times, and then all of a sudden you take it in and it really is meaningful. So thank you for sharing that, because I think that's really important for people to hear.
Thank you so much.
And I also think that it really is like, and you are the person who decides. Like that's also the corollary of that. Yeah. And great. It's fantastic to hear it in Mo's voice. In fact, and great to hear it in Tara's voice. It has a little bit different reference. And Carlene, I know you're just here for a couple minutes, which is awesome. But anything you're taking with you from the last minutes? Or maybe there's also might be people who are, as our marketing director Kelsey says, maybe you're real smart in being here while you're getting paid to do something else. So, yeah. All right. Oh my gosh, Jen, thank you so much for bringing your heart and your heart wisdom and your just relaxed joy. Like you just bring such a lovely chill to the joy of this part of this thing. You know, sometimes I think we go woo 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 woo, it's voiceover, woo woo woo.
Yeah,
And you
no,
just go like,
that's it. Yeah.
it's just chill. It just is. I think that's what I'm taking. Sarah, what is your takeaway or take with you this day?
Just how much fun it is to play. I think, you forget about that. And it was so much fun to watch everyone and hear the different takes. And just playing is so much fun. And that's a joy about what we do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man. We literally have equal stakes every time we step up to the mic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Literally nothing to lose.
Yay. Well, thank you all so much, Jen. Let's figure out how else we can play, because fabulous to have you here. So appreciate
We'll do this. I love it.
You sharing your time
Thank you.
with us. And we'll see all you guys very soon. Come back and we're here all the time, and look forward to getting to know each of you and being here to support you in every way that we can.